Man, we sitting here jamming, man. Shoot. That's that Erica Badu. That Badu is. Courtesy of DJ P.I.D. What's going on, people? It is your people's podcast at the round table. Man, that got me hype, man. Boy, you know what? She be doing more often.
I'm bringing the bass.
You be bringing,
I'm gonna bring the bass the next show.
Okay. That's what's up. Well, I'm that guy, Kerry needs to be behind the board.
And I am Melissa Bartlett.
And I am Adrian Biddle, aka A Money.
A Money.
That's what's up. And y'all are here at the round table. We want to thank y'all for joining us. What's going on, Terry? Thank you for joining us at the round table. Terry just sent me some time ago a picture of her up and coming bundle of joy. Got to see the ultrasound. Blessing. Life gestating.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Do we know what we having?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good question. Do you know what we're having?
I mean, we like
we are.
Well, we family. So, he has to say.
So you see this series, you have support.
Yes, you got help. So yeah, we need to find that out. What's going on again? It is Wednesday, guys.
It is, thank goodness. Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Yes, sir. And y'all, well, hey, money, go ahead and drop some knowledge. I love when they can drop knowledge.
Well, we have been advertising the special guest that was supposed to join us today, and unfortunately, situation came up where she couldn't. Jazzy B, we'll get her schedule at another date, but we appreciate you and working with us on scheduling that date out in the future. So we look forward to doing that. So right now it's going to be us three holding it down like we normally do.
That's
and of course,
what she would be.
The people out there.
Yes. So that is what's up. So PID, what's going on?
Nothing much. Recovering from All-Star and CIAA and trying to do young things with the old bodies is hard.
Hard out here.
But ready to, enjoy the rest of the week and the weekend. And shout out to my baby girl who's getting inducted into the National Honor Society on Monday.
Yeah. That's what I'm
looking forward to that celebration coming up next. And that's it.
That's what's up. Well, y'all, you can see we're diligently on our phones. Socialite, what is going on, Miss Socialite Renee Thompson? She has joined us on at the Round Table Podcast. What's up, sis?
Hey, Renee.
How are you?
Man, let me tell you guys something. Shouts out to Renee, and we're going to kind of go into this a little bit later as well, but she was nominated for the UT Award, so we want to give her a shout out for that, for all her diligent work in the community and being a boss.
Yes.
And explain real quick what the UT Awards represent.
Oh, man. Ooh, okay, so guys, check this out. Been doing this for about 10 years, been a part of many award shows as well as nominated as well as winning awards. And I thought it was about time for us to give back to the community. The UT Awards recognizes so many different areas in our community, whether you're a business owner, whether you are a artist, indie artist, writer, you got your own podcast. Speaking of which, we were nominated as well.
Thank y'all.
Yes, but it's the people out there in the community that actually nominate these individuals. So it's no smoke and mirrors here. Nobody's paying nobody under the table or whatever of the sort. This is the community that is saying, hey, we recognize Miss Socialite, Ms. Renee Thompson, as being the boss lady that she is, Entrepreneur of the Year. She was nominated. Voting is starting right now. So check us out at www.urbantmedia.com and get your vote on. You can go there. You'll see UT Awards drop down, voting. Vote for people right now. It's going to be going on from now until April the 15th. The polls will close, and then we will announce as far as where the event will be at, as well as who will be in the mix performing, sponsorship opportunities as well. Get your stuff in a swag bag, whatever the case may be, hit us up and we'll let you know.
So you get your votes in and your taxes, okay? April 15th.
April 15th, we made it simple. It's just like, if you can't remember your taxes, But everybody remember their taxes. And you should remember that by April 15th, vote for all these wonderful people.
And you can vote as much as you want to. Also, right?
And you can go ahead and vote one time, turn around, go and vote on your phone, go right back to your computer, do it again, go on your mom's computer and do it there. Just keep voting for all these wonderful businesses, artists, people that make things happen in our community. Again, shouts out to Renee Thompson. Sis, thank you for doing what you do. So that is UT Awards in a nutshell. And do we want to go into the topic?
Yeah, why not?
Ooh, man, this topic. Okay, so guys, we had a topic that was specific, and we decided to change things up because we don't want to disclose this topic, because this topic is for Jazzy B. And you're gonna see why when she gets on here and she does it. You're gonna see why. But today's topic is aren't y'all tired of all this bad news?
Yes.
Fake news?
Yes.
All day long.
All day long. And it's kind of pertaining to Jazzy B, because Jazzy B has a show that's called Good News with Jazzy B.
Mhm.
So while she's doing good news, and she's a ball of energy when she does her good news, and we love it and we appreciate it and we need it in our lifetime. And hopefully you need the At the Roundtable podcast,
Right.
the People's Podcast.
Yes.
So this news that is going on right now, I mean, guys, go ahead. Hey, money. I see you over there. The wheels are turning. What do you think about this news that's going on?
Well, I am tapped out over hearing the extreme weather right now.
Extreme weather.
All the time on the news. You flip that on and see that on the news. I know, trust me, I'm a tree hugger. But as much as what I tree hugger. Yes, but it seems like that's a lot in the news as well right now, among other things that I know that we're getting tired of seeing. That's my one.
So I'm tired of the rain.
I'm tired of seeing the extreme weather, flooding,
Okay, gotcha.
large amounts of snow in the northeast, northwest,
So you just want to see sunny skies across
all day long. If I could have it like that, I would love it. I would love it.
Okay.
How about you?
I am tired, extremely tapped out of number one, the Kardashians.
That's a good one.
I'm over them. I'm tired of them.
You hate on Kardashians?
I'm
just saying. I'm just asking. I'm not
I said I'm tired of hearing there's other people in this entertainment industry that you could talk about that actually do something, mind you.
That was a burn.
And I am extremely exhausted over the lack of adults that are doing these challenges. The latest one I saw was the one where the parents are throwing cheese on their kid's face. Anybody else saw this and was like, what in the world? It's not cute, it's not funny. It's let me say, in my opinion, it is not entertainment. So please, please tell us, what else are you tired of hearing? What are you tired of seeing or listening to? Social media news, regular news. I'm tired.
Okay.
Say, Siggy, what you got?
Ooh, wait. Okay. What am I tired of news-wise? If I can be real.
That's all we know.
That's your platform.
You know, it ain't mine. It's people's platform. It's people's platform.
That's what we do. We do real.
I'm tired of so much negativity going on in regards to, and I know it's probably an oxymoron, but politics. From the situation that has occurred in the Carolinas, District 9, he knew what he was doing, okay? But we keep harping on it, and now we're gonna have to have another primary and election and such to
Add that verb, we're gonna have to pay for it.
pay, excuse me, we're gonna have to pay for another primary and an election, tax money, okay? We don't get into that. But to go from that extreme to what we see and hear in regards to, quote unquote, the current president of the United States and what's going on with that. I think what really made me tired was we done flew all the way over here to a meeting with North Korea. And we cut that thing short, and we didn't get anything figured out.
So now that's gonna that you're gonna know?
I think negativity such as that hinders the political process, and what it's doing is it's just layers upon layers upon layers, and we're already getting ready for the next quote unquote 4 years.
Yes.
We're preparing for that,
Right.
and I think it's going to be a nasty taste in many of the people's mouths, to the point where they're going to be like, well, you know, this is what's going on. Why should I even vote?
Right.
I think it's a negative situation that has occurred, and you know, I tell all the young people, you know, get out there and vote. Your voice needs to be heard. But they're like, well, not really. But look what just happened. Look what he's doing right now. So this negative politics, I can't stand.
Let
So,
alone the dysfunction that's in the House and Senate right now. That is
oh,
real.
man, who are you telling? So I would say that was my one. But people, what are you tired of hearing about in the news right now? I mean, I know you get home, kick off your shoes, you're tired. It's 6 o'clock. You click on the news, booyah, it hits you in the face. What exactly is your pet peeve right now? Oh, okay. So we got another one. Terry said, I am tired of the news feeding us the fact that there is no future for my generation.
Absolutely.
Whoa.
Absolutely, Terry. Yes.
Thank you, baby.
It's a good one.
Very good one.
Yes.
And you do see that a lot on the news. How it's actually portrayed to us. You see a lot of
Indeed.
yes.
Indeed.
And it's a slap for those who are parents.
Mhm.
I feel that it's a slap in my face when I know that I'm doing everything that I can to give to my children, to give back, to be a positive, a productive citizen. So how dare you, you know, constantly trying to say that it definitely is Terry.
It is. And she even mentioned as well, she kind of expounded a little bit more on it, meaning no hope for retirement, no hope for owning a home, no hope for stability. Good point, baby.
Ooh, made my skin crawl.
I know, right? Oh, Miss Socialite, she said, tired of hidden racism in the fashion industry.
Boom.
Ooh.
I'm with you.
Yeah, that has been in the news a lot lately.
I'm with you.
Man, that's dope right there. Okay. Okay.
And it came out all of a sudden. It seemed like.
I wonder why.
I feel that there are bad choices that are made on marketing, but I also feel that it is still edited for a certain agenda. So when you have, for instance, the knots, that they did the one snip or the one shot of the hoodie that had the looks like the noose rope. It was a line of that was catered to a nautical theme, not so much just that one hoodie that had that one rope. That noose is a tie, a knot that's used, you know, with ships and things of that nature. But they didn't show the full line. So I don't disagree with you, but I also feel that, you know, it's insulting to anybody of color, or people of color, because it's like, all I gotta do is drop this and then they'll be up in arms. Or you feel that you have that liberty to get us riled up by taking and snipping that one particular picture to say, hey, look, they're racist, or they're using something that's totally biased. So I'm just tired of it. I'm just ready. Let's support some Black designers out there, and let's just make it happen. People who are sensitive to us as a people and our feelings.
Y'all heard it first, right here. Support Black business.
Yes.
Shouts out to Three Kings Design. Got them dope bracelets and t-shirts and everything. Oh, she got one on. Shouts out to him. It's his birthday today as well. So
happy birthday.
Happy birthday, co-owner of Three Kings Design. Renee said marketing choices is definitely an issue. She agrees with you. She said the marketing team and advertising team should have known better.
Yep.
Okay. So what about that turtleneck that had the red lips?
The mask thing.
Yeah, that right there. That was not.
Again, it's marketing.
Wow.
I'm not making excuses for those designers, but there has to be someone that goes, yeah, well, that's not a good thing.
Hey, Bill, you might want to table this.
Yeah, let's change that a little bit.
I'm trying to see who would have the kahunas to walk out with something like that.
Girl, look what I got a deal on. Look what I bought.
All right.
Check this out.
Look at this. Protects my face.
Put it out,
Absolutely
put it
not.
out.
No.
Yeah, it's gonna do it. Worse than
It's
that.
not gonna protect something else.
Oh man, that is something. Okay, so Terry said that turtleneck was online for a year before the story broke.
Mhm.
Really?
That's what Terry just said.
Huh.
So online for a whole year, she said, before the story broke.
Goes to show you who's actually buying and purchasing this.
Wouldn't that be something? You know, you go to your friend's house and stuff, and you're just like, you know, can I borrow? Yeah, just go in the closet. Whatever you need.
You
Sure,
see
go ahead. You go in there, you see that hanging up.
Chill. What is this?
I know, right? Oh, Jerry said it was a good seller. Question is, who bought it?
Uh-huh. Well, I haven't seen it out in the streets.
I know, right?
Well, not in probably in
Oh,
our
in my streets.
demographics.
In my
Yeah.
streets, okay.
But again, that goes back to what I'm saying. Like,
Mhm.
you know, these aren't things that are fresh on the runway, you know, but someone then takes it, edit, and makes it, you know, something to fuel us. And, you know, I just hate it. I don't like being handled. I don't think that people have that right to handle us as people of color. And they seem to know exactly what to do to get some of the weaker minded people feathers ruffled. So
Yeah,
I'll
but
throw another one out there. Tired of seeing police officers getting off on murder.
Ooh, we about to, okay, hold on, before we start that boat up. What's going on, Lois Alexander? What's going on? Thank you for joining us.
Alexander.
Candace Joy just mentioned, she said they know what they're doing. Black outrage is a marketing strategy. Renee agrees with that. Okay, so let's go ahead and dip our toe in that hot water right there. So police officers, excuse me, police. I don't want to be ethnic.
Yeah.
Police, no, police.
oh.
Okay, that's a very good. That's okay. I can see that. That's yeah. Let's go ahead and attack.
That's even if they are sent to trial. A lot of them don't even get to that point.
It's an insult. I have family and friends that are police officers. They are of all races. So this isn't about, you know, just not liking the police. But I feel that the justice should be for all, as it states, and it's not. And, you know, if your lack of training or let me not say what I was going to say. Lack of training, lack of confidence or courage. You know where I was going to go, bro.
Yeah.
You need to not be on the streets. You need to stay at a desk, you know, because you're taking people's lives. You're taking people's sons and daughters away from their families. And I'm very passionate about this because I have a lot of, you know, people of color, men. And it used to be you had to worry about your males in your life. Now they're doing it to young girls, and so no one is safe. And I'm very, very tired of seeing murder go without justice. Absolutely.
Hey, shout out to the CMPD. I would say this: they're not perfect, but they're not always in the news either in comparison to a whole lot of major metropolis.
Absolutely. I've never ran into a bad CMPD officer since I've been living here. Actually, they've been very polite.
Me either.
And they've been on the right. And let's just put that out there. Most police forces in most cities, you have 90% that are really great. It's that 10, 8, you know, or less that causes all of the issues, causes all the problems. So,
Great, good point.
but regardless, I'm tired of that percentage still getting a pass on murdering people.
Agreed.
Good point. Good point. Tika Rose just joined us at the round
Tika.
table. What's going on, Tika? Thank you for joining us. Tonight's topic, Tika, is: aren't you tired of the news?
Fake news, Tika, fake news.
Fake news, bad news, nasty news. Don't you want some good news in your life?
Same old dirty news.
Dirty news. So definitely check this out. Share it with your friends. Chime in, Tika. Terry just said, I gave birth 2 days after the riots ended in Charlotte. It was a scary situation because of how my husband looks and having to go downtown to the hospital. Yeah, agreed.
Isn't that sad?
It is.
Yeah, she said she was scared of him being pulled over.
Right.
Yeah,
It is.
it is sad. It is sad. So with that being said, as far as the way the police officers are being portrayed and what they are doing, is it that media? Do you feel as though that media maybe keys in on more stories of such rather than showing the stories of the good stuff that they do?
You're already driving down that street. I was getting ready to pull over
man.
to.
Go on, get on in that lane.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit back seat.
That's the thing that kind of really irks me, how people of color are disproportionately shown on TV in a light that it seems like it's more of us doing things than what, if you pull up statistics, because I did some research on this. And not all people, I mean, the vast majority of crime is pretty much even across all straight across the board, speaking of Charlotte itself. However, though, when I turn on the TV, the first thing I'm seeing leading off is somebody of color. Anyway, through the news, I'm still seeing that same reflection. And I wonder how it actually, I can only imagine how that impacts children who may be looking at TV, teenagers who may be looking at TV, even feeds into our own psyche after a while.
It does.
Good point.
It does. It does. I feel like we need to cut the cord. Phones, laptops, tablets, TV, you know, cut the cord, let it go. And my husband will agree that I am a TV person. Like, I'll have it on just to have it on. I find comfort in the noise. I like movies. I'll watch movies. I'll binge different series. But when you start seeing that influence of what is actually coming through, what you're feeding your mind, yeah, you have to say, you know what, I'm making a conscious decision. I need to cut the cord. And you can't tell your kids to cut the cord if you don't cut the cord.
And the unique thing about that too, that I just now thought about, I think it actually desensitizes you when seeing all of that stuff in the news 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The stuff now that people watch that I know good and well I wouldn't have wanted to watch when I was coming up.
Willingly, like looking for it, searching for it. And I believe that it is a project. I do. I believe that it's, hey, I'm going to feed, let's keep feeding them. So when it's time for it to happen, you're not saying, oh, wow, that's crazy. It's not going to be a shock. You're going to accept it. Look at Flint. Hello? How many years has it been? They still don't have water.
Good point.
You're distracting us about clothes and R. Kelly and the Me Too movement, but what about water? There's something that people can really get in the streets and rally about. There's some place that people can put their money into and get these people water. Haven't had water. It's been 5 years. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's nuts.
This is the whole thing behind the news and the media and all this negativity. So,
good point.
Good point. Shouts out to Dennis Barton, listening from the Berg.
Dennis,
What's up? What's up, man?
Join us.
So Tika just mentioned certain outlets will latch on to something for the sensationalism, not because they care about us or our community. It's unhealthy and imbalanced reporting and journalism. Good point. You're right. And I think a lot of times they do that.
what happened to the integrity in journalism? Like, what happened to, you know, caring about your fact checks and what happened to wanting to be the first to get a story, but wanting to have a good story? I hate that. I hate I'm going to say it because I hear it thrown out a lot of times, but honestly, a lot of race baiting. What's going on with that? Everything doesn't. My queens and kings don't get mad at me, but it's true. Everything is not about black and white, you know, racial issues. Sometimes it's just someone being stupid. But the way that the media put a spin on it, that's exactly what you get.
So Terry just said Charlamagne the God spoke out last week because a major newspaper referred to him as a black radio host instead of by his name. Wow.
Subtle. Subtle.
Very subtle. Tika just chimed in and said, that's ridiculous. We are still viewed and treated as second-class citizens, even by those who don't see color, quote unquote.
Thank you, Tika.
She said, the responsible, journalism is gone. It's true. It is. Well, okay, so Tika, let me throw this at you as well, because here's something that I face as quote unquote being a part of media. And it goes kind of what we were talking about in regards to quote unquote the news thing, fake news, bad news, or whatever sort. Why is it, y'all, that you can be quote unquote good news, but you get no hits, you get no notice, you get no perception, attaboy, pat on the back, support, sponsorship, whatever case may be. But let somebody come out here right now that said, I got this bomb story about so-and-so and so-and-so who just peed on so-and-so and so-and-so, then lit them on fire, and then went and robbed the bank, and then now they're doing 25 years to life. But we got the story, and we're gonna bring it to y'all live. And everybody runs to it. Everybody chimes in. Everybody wanna watch it. Everybody wanna talk about it at the water cooler, so to speak. Are we slowly but surely maybe programming ourselves
We are there
to be that's the norm, instead of going to something like, hey, let me tell you a story about this young man who saved a kitten in a tree. Climbed a 20-foot tree, saved that kitten, brought him down, and then went to bed. Nobody wants to hear stuff like that.
You already answered the question.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I
agree with you.
Yeah,
I totally agree with you. I think it's just embedded in us now to search out or want to see anything sensational. On my end, I still remember journalism of good journalists actually promoting good deeds. It used to be a segment, I think it was on Channel 3, that would devote at least 5 to 10 minutes of the evening news towards the end of the news and talking about good news. But you don't see that anymore these days. I mean, even in our television programming, everything about 60 or 70% of different sitcoms or news outlets or shows, or it's derived in negativity now.
Okay.
I think our journalist world, our media world, from the professional aspect, has to, or feel that they have to compete with regular people because of this, because of being able to record, being able to take pictures, being able to stream live. You are on the scene before, where you used to have to call. So now our actual journalists, our actual news media, our actual professionals feel like they have to compete. So you have, let me seek out the most ratchet, raunchiest story, and then you have these people who sit around and watch kitten and this person gave it this homeless person, and they, it's like an extreme. They try to make themselves feel balanced. So they go, I watch my feel good little videos, but you have to turn off and deprogram what has been forced to you.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Well, they chiming in now. Okay, so check this out. So, Tika said that people love a train wreck.
I believe you, Tika. And guess what? There's no one that's going to help. They just got their phones.
And she says the sad reality of the current state of our society. Terry said, because we are feeding a need within ourselves. And then Tika said, well, until they think you're on enough to follow otherwise. She said, I've passed so many jobs that have asked me to write, entertainment news like gossip/trends. And I think it's a detriment to our society, so hard pass. I like that. I like that. I think that's that speaks highly of one's integrity as well. Instead of taking the low road, quick dollar, it's the high road. So I guess with that being said, hey Tika, I guess let's keep taking the high road.
Yes.
Cool. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's interesting. That is very interesting indeed. Yo, shouts out to Javante Jones. Thank you for joining us at the round table. Appreciate that. Thank you guys for sharing. You're actually sharing this podcast to many of the people, so hopefully we will hear so much more.
Thank you for that.
Tika showing a lot of love. Boy, look at that. Look at this right here. Boy, she just popping up little hearts and everything. We love you too, sis.
Yes, we do.
All day long.
Yes, indeed. So check this out. We talked about negative news. Oh, let me move up a little bit more. This is about to be good. Adrian, you need to move up too, man. It's about to be real good. Yeah, get on up here. Okay, get on up here. So we talked about the news. We talked about negative news. We talked about how news portrays us. How can I word this question in regards to news? Well, I'll just go ahead and put it out there. Compare news from back in the day to news now. So, Adrian, you back in the day, you know, you from old school, side effects, skate palace. Ooh. I'm
Did
telling
he
you.
just date you? Like,
I'm going somewhere. This is good. No, this is good. No, this is good. This is good now. Okay, so you got side effects, skate palace, Chime Mall, Queens Park.
Yes, all of those.
All those, okay. And when we found out about the latest happenings and something was going on about somebody, whatever story, how did we find out?
My newspaper or either the evening news.
Okay. Or if
Phone call.
Yeah, whatever story. Think about our young people and how they get news now.
They're flooded with it. I mean, easy access to it. Like Melissa was just now stating, this little contraption right here.
I know, right?
It's the devil.
It's the devil on my hip. But I'm saying that because I'm thinking about yesterday. Okay, guys, basketball game yesterday, which was a huge game for West Charlotte Lions versus ATRT. Yeah, shout out to the Okay.
And we G dogs.
We G dogs, so y'all know. Yeah. But credit is what credit's due. So check it out. So therefore, you know, they're preparing for a game. And then you got this young player from the ATRT side. He goes on quote unquote social media and he makes a racist comment. It floods the news. It's out already.
So fast
So
that
fast.
he was suspended before the game.
He was suspended before the game. Actually, he was kicked off the team before the next day's game. You talk about news traveling fast.
Yes.
So just think with our young people today and how they add to quote unquote fuel the fire when it comes to news today within their own little circle, and how really this young man, if you think about it, this young man who made this native racist comment, and I saw the comment and I was like, I cannot believe it. I would love to talk to his parents. But how he was able to say something like that, and it made the news so quickly. And this was on a social media platform that was amongst the young people. But by him having a lapse of judgment, and he made that comment, and it made the 6 o'clock.
And it was in the Charlotte Observer.
Charlotte Observer, 11 o'clock, next day. And I think it was actually, to be honest with you guys, I think it was even a catalyst of reason why they changed the venue for the basketball game. Yeah. I feel that way. I could be wrong. If you think I'm wrong, chime in. We'd love to have your opinion on that at the round table. But I think the way news is traveling for these young people, I don't even think they understand the ramifications of their actions and how, like something like this has now affected this young man.
So let me ask you this: where was it originally set to be played?
West Charlotte. They got home field advantage. But for somehow, some way, after this situation, the gym is not large enough to encompass that many people for a basketball game. Granted, West Charlotte has had graduations, other championship games there.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden, it's not big enough. I'm gonna let y'all decide. I'm not even gonna say any more about it. But news travels fast. So, oh, thank you. UT, Positive Media. Thank you. We appreciate you, Tika. Miss Darlene Fleming just joined us at the round table.
Miss Darlene.
So, what do you guys think in regards to young people, though? Do they even understand the power of that is in their hands, so to speak?
No, I don't think so. If I had a phone at some of their ages now. I don't know how old this young man was, but my name would be all over the internet. I mean, we all do things at a young age that I think that we learn to, we look back on and cringe, is cringe-worthy moments. And by all means, I wasn't a saint coming up. However, with technology today, this young man might be scarred for the rest of his life. I mean, all that you got to do is just search his name going forward.
Right.
It's probably one of the main things that's going to pop up.
It is.
His name.
It's going to be tied to him. I tell my daughters, you know, your reputation, your name is gold, you know, and, you know, my husband's in IT, you know, so Ben is always telling us as a family, like, delete does not delete. Just know that.
That's right.
It's not deleted. It is still out there. So I think that once we decided our daughters were old enough to have phones, we did teach them responsibility of what they had.
Yes.
We checked in on their social media. We checked in on what they have, and I still do at 18 and 16. You'll never know my usernames, guys. I still check in because sometimes it's not about them. It's about the people who are coming in to their world. It is definitely, they have no idea the power that is right there between their thumbs, as I say, because that's all you see now is just the thumbs moving. As parents, so I think we have a responsibility.
We do.
To teach them.
Absolutely.
What this means, and if you put this out here, know that there's a chance that it's going to go everywhere.
Exactly. Terry said, I swipe left on my home screen to access news. She's on the downside, everything your generation has done can be swept under the rug. When you guys were my age, you can make mistakes more freely. Whatever my generation does can be put online and follow us forever. Good point.
Yeah, that's true.
She said, we can never be just dumb kids.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times, and that kind of goes to, you know, with that being said, I think that is very profound because, you know I did a post probably some years back, and I was talking to people about what you put out there on social media, which is another form of news.
It is.
Okay, so you have to understand that the words that you speak on social media do follow you. And I remember mentioning that because I remember a friend of mine who I went to school with was actually having a fight. It wasn't physical, but it was like you could see the verbiage on Facebook. And it wasn't like, no, you know, just little sly stuff. I mean, it was a lot of cuss words on Facebook. She's fussing with her sister on Facebook.
Yeah.
They going at it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how can you, one, get on social media and put your business out there? Two, have a dialogue like that on Facebook. Three, expect that there's nothing going to be affected about you or you looked at a different way when you go to work, when you interact with people in the street, your friends, as well as your grandkids. So my thing was just to hear people on Facebook, and a lot of times they spread their business on Facebook, relationship-wise, sexual preference, fights, putting somebody on Jump Street, whatever the case may be. I actually had somebody who they hit me on my social media as well as on our website about a certain celebrity that we interviewed, and they were trying to put that person on blast because about child support. And I'm like, this is not the platform for that. And I think people don't realize that they want to quote unquote be transparent, but there's a difference between being transparent and being ignorant.
That's
Right.
right.
And I probably got in trouble by saying that with certain people, but hey, you know, I'm good news. So it's one of those things. Yeah. Darlene chimed in. She said, exactly, and even the dumb adults.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think we just need to be very careful in regards to what because again, it's all a part of media, news, information being transmitted for others to discern and actually absorb. And I think we have to be very careful of what we put out there. Even with us in our podcast, we kind of choose our words wisely and topics and stuff. Hopefully we're doing it right.
And even after, I can say after joining this platform, I'm even more mindful of how I act when I'm not one. because it's going to be different or difficult to give a respectful opinion, ideals, advice, and then you saw me in Food Lion doing something else. So I'm even more mindful of, you know, how I conduct myself, because I don't want anyone saying, well, I just saw you doing blah, blah, blah. And these two guys keep me in check as well. They're my two older brothers, So, you know, I think, Ms. Darlene, you hit on the head with the dumb adults. That's the part that's scary for me. I see the people who are supposed to be parents or grown acting as you would expect the juveniles. So where are the kids supposed to look up to? Where's their examples?
Ooh, that's deep right there. Just kind of deep. So Terry just said, I actually tell people not to tag me in certain things because I have you on my page. Laugh out loud, meaning me. She said, not because you're my dad, because you have a lot of business contacts on your page. Good point. Very good point.
Very mature point.
Very mature point. And I think a lot of young people need to think along those lines. I talked to my niece one time, and my niece got on social media one time. She had some sort of dialogue going on with someone else. And I had to check her. And I checked her through social media, but I didn't do it outright, like for everybody to see. I kind of went and I was like, yo, why are you And she was like, who this? It's your uncle. Oh, I said, do you not understand the words that you're saying can be reviewed by your potential employer?
Yes.
And because of such, they can make a snap decision right there. When they thought they were going to hire you, and at the time, you know, somebody was looking for a job, I said, they can actually look at you now and not want to hire you. Because if you're going to act this way in social media, how are you going to be at their front counter?
Absolutely.
And if you think that major corporations, minor food services do not have a Facebook page where they can look to different, they have a Twitter, Facebook, IG, what's another social media? Snapchat. So young ones, they have the means to look at everything that you post. They will use it against you. And current grown-ups, hello, please have 2 pages. One that's your alias that you're going to show all your partying on, and then one that you keep professional, because they will definitely look at that as well.
Oh yeah, especially when you sit up there and you say, oh, hello, calling them something. And they turn around, they see you out here balling, but you sick, you know, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. So Dennis just chimed in, he said, they do not comprehend exactly who is reading, viewing their thoughts. Additionally, posting a timeline of their journey of maturing that may harm them, not just with friends and family, but employers.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Yes.
Good point. So Darlene said, there are family members I'm not friends with on social media because I don't want to be affiliated with them.
Me too, Miss Darlene.
That's deep.
Yes. And I'm grown enough to say it on the podcast. I get friend requests and I am like, did I? Or I'll get they're following you and I say, unfollow. I do not associate with them on any social media at all because I don't like their lifestyle. But what I do tell them, Miss Darlene, is that I don't agree with what you do, so I don't want to be associated with it. So there's no hard feelings.
Good point. Good point.
That PBI. What is it, PBI?
That was that. I wasn't gonna say anything. But good points. Way to go, sis. Wow. Okay, so oh, that's a good point. So Terry said, when I got married, I received food stamps. They sent me a letter asking why I didn't report my marriage because they can see it on the FB that I got married, and I am claiming CJ online as my husband. That again, that's a prime example, and that might have very well, you know, I remember that or whatever. That's a you know, a lot of times we kind of overlook stuff and we don't think about it, and that's why we have to be very careful in regards to our actions. Some people, it's a slip. Some people outright just, you know, they lie or they do stuff. I remember a friend of mine who it was interesting. He called in. He said he called in. He was like, sick, something was going on, blah, 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 yada, yada. But the boss saw him like literally balling. I mean, he was chilling with this girl, laid up in the cut, they popping bottles, all kinds of stuff. And he was out of town. Yeah. So it's like, how are you gonna do that? And then post it on, you know, they all booed up and they're like, you know, and it's like they see this. So it's, you know, stuff like that. I'm like, hey, you gotta get on break. I'm sorry. Yes. That is crazy.
I used to work for a financial company that financed cars, and I was in the repo section, the repo department, and no lie, I would usually get who I was looking for by social media because they would be taking pictures with their cars, or they would be posting where they are. And I'm on the phone calling the our recovery service saying, hey, go by here. They're there now. People tell too much.
They do. And again, that's an example of that quote unquote fake news, bad news.
Right.
I think we need to be more mindful of the messages that we are giving or trying to absorb.
That's a good one, bro. You don't even know what you touched on.
Go ahead.
Do you find our viewers out there that in this media world that people are just fronting, like they want to look like they are doing something or have accomplished something or have possessions of certain things when they really do not? Speaking of fake news, they're being fake.
Yeah.
Amen.
I seem like that's somebody you don't want to call them out. Don't call them out, anybody. Don't
Somebody pop in your head.
No, not at all. That's very interesting. I pass right now. Give me a minute. I'm not thinking on this one. That is an excellent one.
That is a very good one. Thank you. Wow. Ooh. You know what? You know what? There are some.
That's a delicate dance, right?
It is, man. It's like a tightrope right there.
Yeah.
Well,
Why?
Because you don't want. I mean, here's the thing: if someone is out here and they're faking the funk, that's old school. Sorry, I'm telling you age. But if they're faking the funk, I mean, that's something which I think they got to really live with. I really do. I know for me, I couldn't do that. I'm real. I got bills. I don't have a 700 credit score. I love people. You see the people who I hang with, so they real as can be. But I mean, I couldn't just be out here trying to floss and look like I've got, all this. I think you're doing yourself a disservice by doing so. And if they can live that way, hey, so be it.
I'm not calling them out, guys. I'm not calling them out.
Okay.
I'm not calling them out. I'm just saying I notice it. And I know it,
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm not that heartless. I'm not that cold. Jeez.
Okay. All right. And the comments keep coming. So then he said, I remember gifting someone at my job a book, and they were lying. I already bought it because of video. Okay, I think it might be a typo. But yeah, Darlene had one in regards to gifting someone at her job about a book. Terry just said there's a company that you can pay to take pictures on a private jet to post later.
Oh wow. No, Terry.
Now that's faking the phone.
Big time.
Wow.
Big time.
Big time. How can you can afford that? Just take a picture on a plane. Why would you?
Wow.
So dumb.
Wow.
Why would they do that? Kanye, what's going on, Kanye?
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy
Happy
Kanye.
birthday. Yes. You know what? We'll talk tomorrow. Cause see, Kanye did it right. Kanye ain't fake. She's like, I'm taking it off. My dad. I love it. Miss you, sis. We missed you at work.
Yes.
Okay, Kanye. So our topic is, and we've got 5 more minutes. Our topic is about news. Aren't you tired of bad news, fake news, negative news, garbage news? Where's the good news? What are your thoughts, Kanye? Chime on me. She said, thank you. She said, miss you guys. We miss you too.
Mhm.
There was a joke that was going to come behind that, but I'm not going to do that. We'll have to tell you about the joke tomorrow. Yeah, you know what I was about to say too. Yeah, we're gonna tell you about that.
We'll do that tomorrow.
We'll
Yeah,
do
for
that
sure.
tomorrow. Yes.
So Kanye, real quick, just real drop a line, drop a topic that you're tired of seeing or hearing about in the news, where it be professional, national news, or it be social media.
Yeah, because we've covered quite a bit.
Yeah.
This is pretty good, right?
Mhm.
Hey, Money, you ready to come back to the fakers?
No.
No.
No. Okay.
I have none. Well, I can't think of a good example. Really can't.
Okay.
That's good. That's good.
Connie says she's sick of bad news.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can weigh you down, sis.
Yeah.
It really can weigh you down. Wow. This was pretty good. Right?
I think that's where my mental health, that should be another thing, huh?
Oh, she said bad vibes get cut off in R. Kelly.
He almost made it through the show without being brought up.
Well, you know what? You kind of hinted on it earlier, and I was surprised we didn't jump on it then. But with 2 minutes left, I don't know if we can fit all that in about him.
We don't have time. I would probably have a whole bunch of people mad at me, but yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Boy, they be hot at you. Didn't I tell you at the beginning of the interview? No.
Yeah.
Oh man, good old R. Kelly, the pie. We're just gonna leave it right there.
Yeah.
So, family, as we were talking, there is going to be, of course, a couple of things that we got going on with At the Roundtable. We're scheduling not interviews, but guest hosts. So if you would like to be a guest host here on At the Roundtable, definitely hit us up, inbox us, email us. We've got a lot of stuff going on. Again, shouts out to our girl Jazzy B, who due to unforeseen circumstances couldn't be in. But we definitely want to have her on, because I'm gonna tell you, that energy right there, that's that good news.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely got to have her on real soon.
Our next guest though.
Yeah,
got
you got another one. Yes.
Yes, y'all gonna love her.
Oh yes.
Gonna love her.
Yes. Should we say anything, or should we just wait?
I trust her.
You trust it?
I trust her.
You sure?
I put my name out there.
He gonna co-sign.
I'll co-sign that.
Go ahead, because you know her. So go ahead and share with the world what's about to come down the pipeline.
The first lady of jazz on At the Roundtable will be joining us, Miss Nikki Canada. So we'll get to have her in studio and catch up with her and all the things that she's doing in the community. We last had her on about a year ago. And since that time frame, she has been doing some marvelous stuff in the community. And I think that y'all really enjoy some of the stuff that she has been doing and getting to know it. So if you get an opportunity, again, tune in for that, as well as support us, share us. And we appreciate the comments and tuning in tonight. Oh, advertisement with us too.
We do have advertisements. Shouts out to Three Kings Design for being a loyal sponsor for us. Young brother by the name of Kieran Digsby, my son, who's doing some amazing stuff. And I want to go ahead and put it out there. This is what he's going to do, and I want you guys to visit his website. And this is the reason why. And it's a shout out and a sponsorship. But on his birthday, which is today, his plan was making 30 bracelets and giving it to the kids at the CMC. And I was so outdone when he was saying about doing that. It just really caught me, because I'm like, you could be doing anything else, but you want to go give back to the community, give to some kids that really need a little more happiness in their life. So shouts out to Three Kings for that. Shouts out to the House of Lamont, another loyal sponsor of our podcast, who is joining us in regards to the award show. He's sponsoring that as well. So shouts out to the House of Lamont, uptown 4th Street in Charlotte.
Some good stuff up in there too. If y'all haven't had a chance to see it yet.
He just remodeled, and it's just, you go in there. Remy Martin. Oh, go check him out.
Yeah, appreciate the sponsorship.
Definitely appreciate it. But yeah, PID, what's up? Go ahead and close us out.
PID.
Oh my goodness.
PID, if y'all didn't hear me correctly. PID.
So guys, let me tell you. I have this nickname from my two brothers here that I've been blessed with. And I'm going to live up to it, but in a positive way. Let's just let you know that it means I don't take any mess. I'm aggressive, but I still am a lady. So we got some big things happening, and I'm waiting for them to just open up the gate, and it's going. It's on and popping.
Oh yeah, it's about to happen. It's about to happen. So family, once again, it is At the Roundtable Podcast. We wish we could stay longer, but each one of us have some things that we got to do for our family. And of course, us spreading more good news out here for everyone. So again, if you would like to be on the podcast, like to sponsor the podcast, chime in on the podcast. If you have a topic of discussion that you would like to have heard on the podcast, check us out right here on At the Roundtable. You can actually DM us and we will respond to you immediately. And I'm gonna throw it out there one more time again. If you throw out a topic and we use that topic on the show, you will receive an At the Roundtable gift package.
What?
Putting it out there.
One more time.
If you, the people that support the People Podcast, submit a topic, and that topic is used on At the Roundtable Live, we will send to you, we will meet you and give you an At the Roundtable gift package.
And you know what?
You don't know what it is, but you don't see it.
I'm gonna tell you something. Just because of that, Mahogany Essence will also add something to that gift package.
Y'all done heard it. Boy, the love keep coming.
Oh man.
What other outlet does this? What other news outlet does this? Okay? None. Charlamagne the God ain't giving you nothing.
No.
But the podcast is doing.
That's what we do.
All right. So y'all tune in the next 2 weeks. Our special guest, is it 2 weeks?
Yes.
So that'll be March 20th. Nikki Canada live here. Special guest at the Roundtable. Yo, y'all, we gotta go. Thank you for joining us. We love you.
Wakanda forever.
Love my life.